Okay, and the third part of this tutorial video is about how you do this. Exactly, the nuts and bolts of that. Once you got the email addresses, we've talked about doing that regular newsletter, info email, whatever you like to call it. I just talk very quickly about how you can do that. A lot of people know this, just in case you don't. To do a newsletter, ideally you need to sign up with one of these email services. The best one to go for, after trying a few out, the best one to go for also because it's free until you get up to like 2,000 subscribers or something. The best one to go for is MailChimp, mailchimp.com. Sign up, set up your whole thing there, and you could be sending out newsletters using this MailChimp service. They give you stats, they'll tell you how many people opened it, they'll tell you when they opened it, whether they clicked, what they clicked, and then from that kind of thing you can see, you can test out, if I do this kind of article, lots of people are interested. If I do that kind of thing, not so many people are interested. Of those three things that we talked about, putting in the newsletter, which did they click on the most? So you can kind of like look at that and see what people are interested in, what people aren't interested in. As I say, MailChimp.com is the easiest and quickest way. It's really nice. You get little high fives on the screen every time you send an email out, but that's something different. We won't spend too much time on. Excuse me. Use MailChimp, send out the newsletters, make sure it's regular. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about before I let you go today is we've talked about sending out those regular newsletters. So you started building up, you do it for a while. You're building up the know, like, and trust factor. But remember what lies at the back of it. What lies at the back of it is that you eventually want to turn this into a business. So you want to be able to sell your music. As I say, don't push too much. 20% of your content that you give people should be about yourself. Not more than that, possibly less. But when you have got things going on and people have got used to interacting with your emails and so on, then it's a great time to put in something. Oh, and now this is the CD that I'm putting out, and this is there's a gig coming up, etc., etc. Another really nice thing to do to make sure that people like getting your newsletter, to make sure that they keep opening the newsletter, because the fact is with newsletters, of those people on your emailing list, a certain percentage will open them. A lot of people will be happy to be getting them, but won't really open them. The average is about 30 to 35%, apparently. If you're getting around 30 to 40% of people who are on your emailing list actually opening them, don't be discouraged, because that's about the average. But it's still good, it's all good. You remember also when you put out, it's very important when you send an email what you put in the subject line. So make it snappy, make it something that people will think, oh, I've got to open that to find out what that's about. So you're sending out an email and then you got the now when you do actually put your offer out there and try and get people to react to actually buy something from you, to come to your gig or whatever, give them an extra incentive to be on the newsletter list, i.e. give them a special offer, kind of, if they're on the newsletter list, they get €3 off from the CD, or they get the album 1 week before anyone else gets it, or with the album they get a special signed copy for everyone on the newsletter list, or if they come to a gig, then you pick 5 people from the mailing list every gig to be like VIP guests or something like that. So once you're actually ready to give your offer out, make it extra value for people who are on your newsletter list. And then, as I say, you keep them interested. You also kind of slowly grow that thing, because hopefully you keep playing gigs. And every time you play gigs, you go out into the audience, you get new email things, and you get that to grow. Another thing which is really, really good is, which you can also put into the newsletter quite easily, is try and nudge people into bringing their friends in. So to tell their friends about what you're doing, and get their friends on the newsletter list ideally, but even just to bring their friends along to the concert. So you could say that everyone who's on the mailing list brings one friend for free to your next gig or something like that. And obviously when they get to the gig, try and get that friend to sign up to your newsletter list. At the same time, it doesn't matter what you're doing, but any kind of special offer which is exclusive for people on the newsletter list, that's how you build a community, how you build like a long-term relationship, how you're always offering value for people who are getting your emails and opening them. As I say, that's pretty much the whole idea of it, and as I say, it's a long tail thing. it's a mistake to try and make a huge impact straight away. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but don't expect that. No like and trust factor. It's a long tail thing. It means work slowly, work softly, encourage people, keep giving people information, give them value, give them stuff all the time, Make sure that they become your friends in a way, and it's not like you're using them, pretending they're your friends. They really are your friends because, you like the same kind of thing, you're giving them value, they're enjoying the whole thing. So that should work really nicely, and that will if you keep on doing that and you remain consistent with it, the key to a lot of things is just consistency. Even if you do a little bit of something, make it consistent. So if you just keep on doing that consistently, then you will slowly and surely grow this community of people who are kind of your tribe, there's that word again, who grow up in this community of people who like you and who will generally buy stuff from you. Also with the newsletters, you'll find out that there's probably about 10% of the people of your tribe who would just buy everything that you put out, and then you have to make sure that you can segment that list. Once you've got a list of names, you can do a segment of the list. So you send one email, goes out to everybody, but you can do stuff for one particular segment. And give them extra special offers, or kind of push them a little bit, give them, offer them stuff. The other thing we want to look at next time I talk to you will be autoresponders. Remind me about that. Just keep that in your head, autoresponders. And that's a way of working with your list to make it, to kind of push the effectiveness of having a list, and push the effectiveness and the usefulness of having that regular newsletter going out. We'll talk about autoresponders next time. We'll talk about cross-selling and upselling and downselling and backward selling. Don't think it exists. Going to talk about all that stuff next time. Last thing I'm just going to say today is focus on all this kind of stuff. Try it out. Let it grow. Don't try and rush it. It's going to work out. Thanks very much. That's it then for today. Thanks very much for being with me on this tutorial video. Please leave comments in the comment section below, and any questions, please do ask. Anything you'd like to suggest, please do ask, and anything that you'd like to hear from us about, especially things that you're especially interested in, let us know, and we'll put that in one of the next tutorial videos. Once again, if you're not sure about going into the audience by yourself, get in touch with us. We have people that can help you with that. We also will be, not yet, but we will in the next 2 to 3 months start offering some workshops about this kind of stuff and more. So we're setting up ideas with, workshops about ideas about how to market yourself, about how to run the business side of it. We also, Mia, who runs indieBerlin with me, is our expert on SEO and really making your website groove, which a lot of people may mess up massively with their website, trust me. So you've got to make the website groove, exactly how you should use Facebook, and all the nuts and bolts of using the internet, because we got to use the internet these days. So again, thanks very much for being with us. If you need any of our services, please don't hesitate to just give us a call, send us an email, and we'll be happy to just chat with you and not be pushy, no like and trust, and we'll be happy to chat with you about anything. So do get in touch, stay with us. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks very much for today.